What's up, guys? Mad Rambles, episode 27. I said at the start of this week, the things to work on was trying not to move around all the time and coming with a bit of a video plan, so at least have an idea of what I'm talking about. I don't just ramble on about sort of nothing ideas and skim over the important stuff, yet go into too much detail of unimportant stuff. I also said in previous weeks, video quality would be better, professionalism. Hopefully you can see the line. Hopefully it's better. I also want to make sure that I keep having, coming with ideas and sounding enthusiastic and going into detail when I do actually talk about my topics. All right, so today's topic is believing you are something before you are. A lot of people have sort of talked over this topic. You hear it quite a lot nowadays through the books like The Secret, and people like Conor McGregor talk about it a lot. But believing you are something is one of the most important things to do. Like a lot of things I talk about from personal experience. And for me, it's one of the most beneficial things I've done. So in this video today, I want to talk about the importance of it, visualization, forgetting about time frames, and not just thinking but being. Visualizing you are something before you have it is almost as important as doing the actual work itself. Obviously, you can visualize all day if you fucking want, all fucking night, and if you don't put in the work, you might achieve something. But when you visualize something and when you repetitively manifest something and say something, you start to translate what you're saying in your consciousness out here into your subconsciousness. And your subconsciousness is where all your habits lie, your beliefs lie, the day-to-day stuff you do without realization lies. When your first 7 years of life, your subconscious gets programmed, and then the rest of your life, it just spits out that programming, right? So unless you reprogram it, you'll just continue along the cycle of what you're doing. And if that's not what you want to do, then you need to fucking change it. So in realizing it's important and realizing that without visualizing your success, you are going to be dramatically less likely to be successful. And you can do this in every walk of life. Every walk of life. Because visualization isn't just sitting there manifesting and thinking about what you want in front of the mirror every morning 10 times. It's about every little detail of your life. What are you seeing? Right? Not what you're seeing in front of you, what are you seeing in the future? What do you want to see? Like, as stupid as it sounds, when I get in the car, I don't sit there and think, oh, I cool driving a Suzuki Swift. I sit there and thinking, nah, mate, this is a fucking sick Ferrari, isn't it? You can feel the seats, feel the steering wheel. See how the red glistens off the sun. See all those different things. You visualize it. Visualize it as if it's happened already, as if it's happening right now. And that will not only change your environment, but also motivate you to change your environment. What you'll also do as well, if you mix that with actually visualizing doing certain works, it will make the work easier. So before I do a set in the gym, for example, I will sit there and I will visualize me bench pressing. If I want to do 5 reps, I'll bench press 5 reps. I'll visualize the movement, how it will feel, how the tissues and my muscles will feel, how the contraction will feel, everything, how it will feel, how my mind will feel, how I'll push it up, how it feels to come down, push up, go for that last rep, inhale, exhale, arch my back, all of that, I will visualize it. I'll visualize it for like 10, 15 seconds, and then I will do it. And I guarantee you, when you get good at it, and then you can implement it on every walk of life, you start to see shit happen. It's weird and it's hard to explain, but you start to see little improvements, and the big improvements happen where they didn't before. And the only difference is you visualize you doing it, right? Because when you visualize you doing something, you start to believe it to be actually real or tangible. Because I think a lot of times in our life, we sort of think about what we want. I want a Ferrari. But no one around you has a Ferrari. So it seems so fucking far away, so unattainable. No one you know has a Ferrari, and you don't have any money. No one you know has any money. So visualizing it is the perfect way to sort of get it into your life without actually having it. Because part of the process is actually just understanding that you can achieve something. Instead of putting limiting beliefs on yourself, you are allowed abundance. Abundance can come into your life, and it will come into life. Not just because you visualize it, but you visualize yourself doing it, and then you do it. You actually do it. And when you do work, visualizing what you want to get out of this work, right? Visualizing, all right, cool. I'm gonna sit down, do deep work for an hour and a half, 2 hours. What do I want out of this work? I'm gonna visualize myself doing it. I'm visualizing the outcome. Boom, then you go and do it, and it sets yourself up, right? And it also trains your mind and tricks your mind almost to get in the process of realizing things are real, right? Things are real that they aren't necessarily real. Because if you can find out how to weaponize and actually weaponize your mind, as I'm still learning how to, it's such a powerful asset. Such a powerful. It's almost an unbeatable asset. And in my time of just doing this in a few months to a year, I've seen dramatic gains. Like I said, and you can do it in every walk of life, be it the gym, work, fucking going on a date, I guess, whatever the fuck you are doing. But also, often what people do is they'll put time frames on a lot of stuff. So, for instance, if they sit here and say, all right, cool, I'm a hard worker. Right, I'm a hard worker, I'm a hard worker, I'm a hard worker. Right? They've said it to themselves, great. They're starting to convince their subconscious. Then they've done the stuff that they need to do to work hard. Great. But the problem is they set time frames. People do this with like no fat, people do this with like fucking alcohol, weed, drugs, whatever the fuck you're talking about. They do it with hard work and they say, alright, cool. For the next 5 hours I'm a be a hard worker, or for the next 8 weeks I'm a not wank. For the next 5 days I'm not have any alcohol or not eat shitty foods. And by doing that, you set a time frame. So when that time frame's up, you're like, oh shit, cool, I can do it. Your subconscious now thinks it can do it because you've told it can, right? Instead of making a small dramatic change of being like, all right, cool, I'm a hard worker. Not for 5 minutes, not for 10 days. I am a hard worker for life. That is me, right? Not sitting there when you're thinking about no fat, being like, all right, cool, I'm gonna go on day 17 of no fat. No. You're sitting there, I'm not a person that wanks. I'm not a fucking person that faps. Fapping, not me, right? So when you do that, you don't set limiting beliefs on yourself. You don't set a time frame on yourself. So your subconscious doesn't only think, all right, cool, now that time frame's ended. It thinks, cool. It just thinks, cool. Now I can just keep fucking going, right? Because I haven't set that time frame. And with doing that, you just do it with ease almost. It becomes without thinking. Like, yes, cool, I can say I put a time frame on this, but perhaps I shouldn't have done in terms of the 100 days. Perhaps that is a flaw in myself that I realised. However, by doing that, cool, you put a time frame. Forget about the time frame. Forget about the fucking time frame. Alright? You should go in and every single day, and like I said, I learn these things as I go. And you should just every single day you are a person that does X. You're a person that does Y. Not for 10 days, but for life. So forget about time frames. Don't attach time frames with visualization. Just visualize and say, this is it for me. For me, end of days. And that's my final point. Not just thinking, but being. When you do something, you have to do it, right? It's all, like I said at the start, it's all well and good in sitting there and being like, yeah, great, I'm a fucking hard worker, I'm a fucking hard worker, I'm a fucking hard worker. You want the traits of the action rather than the voice of the action. So many people say they're hard workers, very few people are, right? So by living out the actual actions, you got to sit there at the end of the day being like, yeah, cool, I am a hard worker. Why? Because I said, when I do these videos, I don't sit here and say, all right, cool, I'm a super committed dude. I show it. I wouldn't be here every fucking day if I wasn't. All right? And trying to, and then when I say, all right, cool, I'm trying to get better, I show about every week trying to implement and something and to keep getting better. So that is important. Visualization, forget about time frames, and not just thinking but being. Episode 27, I've been Keelan. Peace.